Methods for baking bacon. Find out how to oven bake bacon. It is the very finest method for preparing bacon. Forget about the mess and grease splatters. Oven-cooked bacon is completely hands-free, cooks uniformly, and yields the crispiest results. We frequently use this technique to get crispy bacon for some of our favorite meals, including chicken crack dip, bacon-wrapped chicken bites, and bacon and bean soup. But that's absolutely fine with me if you just want to eat it by the fistful. Avocado cooked bacon. If you frequently prepare bacon, as we do in my family, then cooking it in the oven is a really life-changing trick. For her second birthday, we really organized a bacon bash party because my little one loves bacon so much. Early in the week, I like to cook a pound or two of bacon for her to snack on in between meals. Who can blame her for choosing it as her favorite snack? Everything simply seems to go with bacon. We constantly find ourselves creating a batch since she can consume a pound of food by herself. Who makes bacon in the oven? What makes frying bacon in the oven so great? There are a lot of benefits compared to skillet cooking. Less chaos. All of the fat from cooking bacon in the oven is kept in the pan below that is covered with foil. Toss the foil after wrapping it. It's evenly cooked and crunchy. The bacon cooks in the fat when it is fried in a pan. Some of the greases drains out as it cools, but the majority absorbs back into the bacon. Some portions turn out to be a bit greasy, while others get too crispy. Every slice of bacon that is cooked in the oven comes out beautiful and crispy and not overly greasy. It's quick, simple, and completely hands-off. Lay out the bacon on the tray, then put it into the oven. There shouldn't be any continual babysitting while being covered in grease, but you should check it occasionally to make sure it doesn't get very crisp. A guide to bacon cooking in the oven. You'll need a baking sheet like this one that has a cooling rack that can be used in an oven underneath it. Set the rack on top of the foil-lined bottom baking sheet, which has been thoroughly covered. Place the bacon slices in a single layer, side by side, on the rack. Avoid overlapping as much as possible since the flesh can end up sticking together. Set the oven to 375 degrees and place the baking tray inside. Cook bacon for around 15 minutes, or until it reaches your desired level of crispiness. Keep in mind that as it cools, it will continue to get somewhat crispier. On paper towels, dry off cooked bacon. Tactics and tips. Place the bacon inside a frigid oven. The bacon is prevented from shrinking as a result. Do not preheat the oven, simply turn it on after the bacon is inside. Use a cooling rack suitable for ovens along with the baking sheet. The bacon cooks more quickly and is crispier because the fat falls down rather than seeping into it. I like my bacon thick cut. All bacon shrinks when cooked, and after being baked, the thick cut becomes more substantial and meaty. Because it is of the highest caliber and has the least fat, I like center-cut thick-cut bacon. Within an hour of cooking, place cooked bacon in a shallow, airtight container or wrap it in foil or plastic wrap for storing. By freezing cooked bacon in such containers, you may extend its shelf life by up to 2 to 3 months. It will remain fresh for an additional 3 to 4 days after being refrozen. Serving recommendations. I enjoy crumbling this cooked bacon into salads, over poultry, or in bacon cheeseburgers. There are several delectable dishes available that only require the addition of bacon. You can easily prepare bacon in the oven using this method, so you'll always have some on hand. Methods for baking bacon. Find out how to oven bake bacon. Leave the mess and grease splatters behind. Oven bacon cooks consistently yields the crispiest results and requires no supervision. Equipment. Cooling ledge. Cookie tin. Ingredients. 1 pound of bacon, cut thick. Instructions. A baking sheet should be foil-lined. Over the foil, place a cooling rack. Over the cooling rack, spread the bacon in a single layer. Bake the bacon at 375 degrees for 10 minutes. Allow baking for about 15 minutes, checking often. When the bacon has attained the required level of crispness, take it out of the oven. Take off the cooling rack and place it on paper towels to absorb some of the greases. A really simple method for crispy bacon. It's incredibly adaptable, and I like bacon. I don't mind eating it for breakfast, lunch, or supper, although I have seen a few recipes that call for using it in cakes as well. You never know. The issue is that I frequently make it to go with many other things, particularly if I'm cooking a cooked breakfast, so I don't have time to watch it in the frying pan while managing the eggs, beans, bread, tea, and so on. I then began roasting it in the oven. There are certain benefits to doing it this way. Put it in, take it out, that's all there is to it. It doesn't require much care, which makes it ideal when you're cooking a number of stuff at once. It always works out beautifully. Ingredients: as much or as little smoky bacon as you need. Instructions: set the oven's temperature to 220 degrees Celsius per 200 degrees Celsius fan. Lay the bacon out on a baking sheet. Check to make sure the rashers don't overlap. Put into the oven and cook for 15 minutes until crispy. Serve after removing from the oven.